नीचे दिए हुए लाल बटन पर क्लिक करके इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और घंटी के बटन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें। बीकेटी मीडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड। Namaskar, welcome to the show Chartered Accountants, The Growth Gears, presented by the Committee for Members in Industry and Business, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Being the string between your knowledge and the exponential and inspirational journey of our guest, this is Shilpa Bhawana. I'm your host in this unique talk series.
Micro, small and medium enterprises are the backbone of our economy, and this sector needs to be strengthened first to help India grow faster and reach at much higher pedestal. ICI, being a partner in nation building, is walking step by step with the government and is helping them to address the various challenges being faced by the MSME and startups to help them strengthen and develop their capacity. I feel proud to inform the country that the Chartered Accountants understand the pulse of this sector, having deep reach into it, and hence they are the most trusted finance professional for this sector.
In business, a true leader is the one who can look for the growth opportunity in every nook and corner of the industry where he or she belongs to. Friends, today we are going to meet one such chartered accountant who saw the growth opportunity in a very small pharmaceutical company that today lies in the forefront of the Indian pharmaceutical industry. We are going to meet up today the Chairman, Managing Director and CEO of IPCA Laboratories Limited, CA Premchand Godha.
A qualified chartered accountant and a commerce graduate, CA Premchand Godha possesses all the qualities that may steer a company towards achieving greater heights. With more than 4 decades of experience in the pharmaceutical industry, CA Premchand Godha is truly an entrepreneur who strives to set new benchmarks on the strong foundation of ethics and values. He is the man who always led by example and on every success ladder made his qualification proud, the qualification of Chartered Accountancy.
Sir, welcome to the show. Experience matters a lot in life, and your life is a true example of that experience. So what do you have to say about it? कहाँ से शुरुआत हुई?
मैं शुरुआत करूँगा from my childhood.
हाँ.
I am from a very small village. There was no school. So from the age of 5, I went up from home.
Okay.
And I studied throughout outside. I stayed with my all close relatives up to 5th standard.
Okay.
And then I moved to hostel. Most of the life was hostel life, student life was hostel life.
And that small place is known as?
It is from Rajasthan, Ajmer district, Zirota.
Okay.
It's still a very small village. So I did my graduation from Ajmer, and I was a average, or I will call it a below average student. It was from Hindi medium. So after passing, the issue was, what do I do?
The question.
Next door neighbor was one chartered accountant, and he was one of the famous person in Ajmer city.
Okay.
So I thought I can do CA because I did BCom. So I just decided that I should go to Bombay without informing to parents, without informing to in-laws even.
Okay.
I just came to Bombay and decided to do CA. Joined at that time a CA firm and went back to home. It was Diwali time in 1966. And it was very difficult to convince my elder brother as well as my parents. We are 6 brothers, 3 sisters, big family, farmer family.
Okay.
So it was very difficult for them to support me for financially. But I said, I will manage whatever you can support me, otherwise I will go. So there was only finally one condition, that you will have to get married. So it was October 66 and marriage was fixed for February 67. So I got married in 67, continued my CA course I was very lucky, or I will say my wife was very lucky. Say I got through CA in the very first attempt.
Wow.
And I became chartered accountant in 71.
Sir, I would like to ask you here when you are saying that you became chartered accountant in 1971. And if I talk about the very beginning of your career, like 5 years you were throughout into the practice of the chartered accountancy. And after that, 45 years into this pharmaceutical industry. So, how do you see this correlation between your chartered accountancy profession and your business of pharmaceutical? So, how do you see that relation?
We were in, let us say, in practice for 5 years. And I was handling more banking with my clients. So I was going to bank for financial arrangements of my clients.
Ji.
So one of the meeting in Bank of Maharashtra in Pune, the assistant general manager there referred that there is a company, pharmaceutical company, looking for a buyer.
Okay.
So I got the details from there and offered to my various clients. And one of the client was also Amitabh Bachchan.
Okay, the brother of Mr. Amitabh Bachchan.
Brother of Amitabh Bachchan.
Yeah.
Various people examined, but it was not a big company. It was a small company of around 50 lakh turnover.
At that time?
At that time.
Not today.
At that time, Amitabh Bachchan was a successful actor.
Yeah, the big star.
After the release of Diwar and Sholay.
Of course.
So Amitabh Bachchan was very much engaged with him. So the issue was who will
run it.
So during this discussion, he also offered whether you can leave your job, myself and my friend Mr. Chandurkar. So we put up our condition that we need minimum amount to run the family.
Ji.
And we can join. So we took a risk. But initial 2 years were very tough time.
एक छोटी सी कंपनी को इतने बड़े लेवल पर लेके जाना.
So it was only Mr. Bachchan who supported us financially.
Okay.
Even though with the borrowed money, but without questions, he was supporting. So from 1978 onwards, the company started making money, and we have never looked back. And
so you learned from those 3 years, and those 3 years made your next journey of 45 years.
Yes,
is that right?
Yes. And one of the very big learning during this period was banking, because we were losing money. And how to get banking finance. And luckily at that time the managers who taught us very small things, which is, I will call it a building block in IPCA as well as in my career.
So sir, you see that learning those banking and those financial things, that how to get finances into the company and all, your chartered accountancy degree helped you in understanding those things better?
Yes, because we could explain what they were looking for, and in the process I learned also what kind of paperwork they look forward.
Right.
And very big thing which was taught, two things which is a big learning. Number one, you should never issue a check which can get dishonored. So don't give post-dated checks. And another thing, you have to be very transparent.
Right.
Transparency was very important, and till today we are known for transparency.
You have rightly mentioned that transparency, integrity, these are the things which are very much required in any kind of business that you are doing. And especially when we talk about this pharmaceutical industry, that safety and quality, these are the key issues. And like being a chartered accountant, because when you look into the like balance sheets and everything, it is very much required that you need to have a balanced balance sheet, assets, and that has to be like very much equal to the liabilities plus equity shareholders. So here in pharmaceutical business, you see it like quality and the profit, how both of the things can be managed and with the taken care of the safety issue. So how do you do that?
See, when we were very small company, as I mentioned to you, Amitabh Bachchan was 50% partner.
Ji.
And he was a very popular person. So from very beginning, we were very conscious about quality.
Yeah.
That because of our mistake, his name will be at stake. So quality came into the culture of the company because of that component. Because of the knowledge which I gathered and being a chartered accountant, I could see the future of the business. That the potential of pharmaceutical when in the growing economy, and we were export oriented. So we were knowing about the world market from very beginning.
Right.
And once you have the knowledge about this market, particularly pharmaceutical, which is ever growing
Ever
today,
growing,
and
right.
it will grow in times to come much more.
Hmm.
As far as the profit is concerned, no doubt every business is done for profit. And if you are transparent with your all stakeholders, you are very clear in your policies, profit will follow. No way that you will lose money. For years, we were anti-malarial company.
Yes.
Even the share market knows, oh, it's anti-malarial.
Anti-malarial.
Oh, doctor knows, oh, is it Lariago company? Is a brand, very popular brand in malaria.
Ji, bilkul.
We are lucky that last 2 years we are known for HCQ company.
Yes, because he had given so much to the society during this pandemic period.
HCQ we were marketing in let us say early 2000. Last 20 years we are marketing HCQ tablets. We started producing bulk drug that is known as API.
Okay.
And in 2014 we were the biggest exporter of HCQ to America.
Wow.
We were controlling 80% market share of HCQ tablets in America. And in terms of API, we were the largest producer in the world of hydroxychloroquine sulfate.
Wow.
And so, even though during pandemic period, we were not exporting HCQ to America, but because we were very popular in India and we were the largest producer of API, we were allowed to export to America again. And no doubt, Government of India decided to buy from us, and they were vouching everyday basis that we do produce and supply to Indian population.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is a premier accounting body whose strong ethical values acts as a major contributor towards developing the sense of social responsibility among the professionals. In the year 2020, when the pandemic was at its peak, the world witnessed these ethical values empowering the global economy. ICAI has always envisioned in bringing the global economy on one platform. Thus, the 21st World Congress of Accountants, known as the Olympics of the accountancy profession, is being hosted by ICAI from November 18th to 21st, 2022 at Geo World Centre, Mumbai. Being held for the first time in India, this is one of the most prestigious global events of professional accountants organized under the aegis of the International Federation of Accountants, where a conglomeration of 6,000 delegates from over 130 countries exchange views with other accounting and finance professionals from around the world.
Earlier, you had some of your materials from outside the country, but now you are the manufacturers of that thing as well, and you are gearing up the economy. So how do you see that? Because Honorable Prime Minister of India has also got that vision of Make in India, and you people are a true example to that.
We were talking to government, even I was also committee members once upon a time, and we were talking to the government that government should take seriously that how maximum production can take place in India of API as well as intermediates, because intermediates are equally, or I will call it, a more important to support API.
Right.
And that is why the new schemes have been launched last year, PLI schemes, and where both API as well as intermediates are being supported very clearly. Incentives have been declared, and this is the beginning,
right,
which we knew, and that is why IPCA is one of the pharma company in the country which is so much backward integrated and popular #1 products in the world. In several products, we are #1. So let us say India is foremost as far as the pharmaceutical is concerned, known as pharmacy of the world. And it is all because of that quality and the quantity which India produces.
Yeah. So do you see that we'll be able to achieve this 5 trillion economy dream of Honorable Prime Minister?
Yes, we are already there in the place. It is only the now government has awakened. Okay, we have to support this industry to maintain our leadership. And as we have very good relationship with all big countries, like whether you can call it Europe and US as well as with Russia.
Yes, of course.
They can depend upon us. So the future potential is enormous.
today, as you have got such a big name in pharmaceutical industry, so how welcoming you people are for the new chartered accountants joining in your organization?
Except research work, what we call R&D, all the fields a chartered accountant can excel, whether it is accounting, finance, audit, sales, manufacturing. And I can say that in several fields, we have chartered accountants who are successful. My joint managing director, Mr. A.K. Jain, is working with this company for last 40 years and is still with us. Mr. Jain is also a chartered accountant. The one person I will refer here, Mr. Nagori, JL Nagori, who joined this company as an accountant at Ratlam, one of our plants. He was shifted to Bombay as president of operations. He worked for the company for 34 years.
When you work for a certain cause, you need to have a like 360 dimensional vision for it. So do you see your degree creating that kind of vision for your business as well?
As I mentioned to you that we incurred losses in early period. And being a chartered accountant, the figure comes always first.
Yes.
So we were examining where we are going wrong through figures only.
Self-audit.
Self-audit, production, marketing, where we are incurring losses or because of that losses are happening. So I got involved because of this initial period in every chapter of the company. So one by one, this degree helped because we knew during my practice, I learned several things from business people only, that what is to be looked into so you can correct.
Exactly.
So because of this degree and financial knowledge, accounting knowledge, we could take corrective action faster. We could decide and guide to the people how they should look into it, not just because of the activity, but whether this activity is giving them right results in terms of profits.
That's good.
So our each division is to talk in terms of money, even today. When we are talking marketing, the marketing people are to think about what profit they are contributing. When we are talking production, they are to also decide that what my factory, each factory, we have more than 25 manufacturing facilities.
Wow.
And each facility head should know whether he is contributing towards profit or loss to the company.
Yes.
And this is being done on monthly basis.
Monthly basis?
Yes. Each head of the unit is aware about what is going on.
When you did your chartered accountancy, at that time as well, if I talk about the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, they had a very rigorous course. Even today, it's very much structured, but yes, it is a rigorous course. How do you see your training going on at that time?
In those days, the practice was overall. So I was writing accounts. I was doing sales tax work. I was doing income tax work. I was forming companies and partnership firms.
Okay.
And I was also on audit.
Okay, so you were doing all of those things
It was
together.
all around.
Okay.
Whereas today, you will see the income tax practitioner is only income tax practitioner. The more audit firms, they do only audit. There are specialized people who do only internal audit. So there is a big change.
Big change.
In the practice today and practice of before 50 years. So now there is a time which is known as focus. You focus on a subject and you become master.
और वैसे भी सर, जब अगर हम लोग एक मैग्नीफाइंग ग्लास की भी बात करें, तो वो भी जब एक जगह फोकस करता है तो कागज में भी आग लग जाती है.
तो उसी बेसिस पे, as I see today, Indian pharma industry, this business is run by entrepreneurs, Indian entrepreneurs, not multinational companies. Growth potential is very high, and the understanding is on continuous basis. So I call it, one has to remain focused. Being a commercial person, I can visualize what will happen.
Yes.
And that is the whole credit goes to this knowledge of chartered accountancy.
Yes, of course.
Otherwise, I cannot imagine that what can happen. I can predict certain things, what will happen in the world about that a product. So this is only possible because I have that knowledge.
Yes.
That financial risk taking capability. It's all financial risk which is important.
Is there any kind of piece of advice that you would like to give to all the chartered accountants who are the budding chartered accountants? Of course, this whole episode is a learning for them, but some special advices that you would like to give to them.
Don't look forward for early results.
It will take time.
You will be successful. Don't be running after money. Money will follow for your quality and work.
Exactly.
It is the quality of service which is important by a chartered accountant.
Yeah.
Because they are all doing service.
Exactly.
To the organization, to the business, or to the country.
Yeah. And sir, you are really a live example to all of them, because you have started your career with 200 rupees and you have today created such empire which is giving laurels to India, which is giving laurels to our country. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us. But before we say a goodbye to you, I have a very small segment which is very special to me, because it is called Shilpa Bhawana Special. So in this segment, I'm going to ask you a few questions and you have to answer them very fast, very quickly, because it's a rapid fire round. So you have to play a game with me.
Oh my.
So I'll just say one word. Usko sunkar jo bhi ek shabd aapke dimag mein aata hai, you have to say that. Focus.
It's my word.
Safety.
Safety is very important.
Quality.
Quality is more than important than safety.
Chartered accountants.
Service, proper service is a must.
And Premchand Godha.
Premchand Godha, for him, passion about pharmaceutical industry.
Wow, wonderful.
I am very much passionate about it.
And that is the only thing that every person needs to be, because जो काम आप कर रहे हैं, अगर आप उसे प्यार करते हैं, तो उससे बेहतर कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता. Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us in this interview. It was lovely talking to you. Such an interaction. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much also that you really made very comfortable talk. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Friends, leadership and management skills play a crucial role in the growth of a business. A leader might have vision, but a good leader will have strategy and management skills to achieve that vision. Though we have many specialized courses to develop and enhance those management skills, but Chartered Accountancy course is one such course that converts a layman into a businessman, into an entrepreneur. And these entrepreneurs then becomes the driving force of the economy, the growth gears of the economy. So on behalf of Committee for Members in Industry and Business, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, this is Shilpa Bhawana promising you to meet again with another inspiring market leader's journey. Till then, Shilpa Bhawana signs off. Thank you so much. Take care. Jai Hind.